Mrs. Ed, welcome to the program. And how are you doing today? I know you just got off your program.
I'm doing good. The kids are giving me problems. I'm doing good.
Yeah, they want to be part of the program. Bring them on. Anyway, so yeah, this is the second time you're appearing on the program, and I'm grateful for answering our call each time we needed you to stop by, and for all the support you give to the Ghana Agenda. The Ghana Agenda is growing fast, and we are heading all the way to the top, and it's all because of contributions from people like yourself. So we've lost, one of our uncles. I don't know him personally, but I'm talking about here, Papavi Hogbedeto, who's been in the trenches fighting for secession of the Western Togoland from Ghana. You run the Situation Room, where you discuss what the fundamental facts are concerning the area referred to as Western Togoland, and what type of agreements were intentioned and the way those agreements were consummated, and the issues with those agreements, and what the way forward should actually be. So I'm asking you, what should our way forward be now that Papavi is not there? What is the political implication of this? And what are some of the positions that you have in your camp?
Thank you so much, my brother Amuzu. I think you've asked us so many questions. Just one straightforward question. There's so many branches that you've asked. But I will do my best to answer your question to the best of my knowledge. First of all, I send my greetings to all your viewers and those who have made time to be on your show. Actually, the program's supposed to start 7 p.m. Ghana time, but I can see you were having some other program that have delayed our time. But I think some people who have been able to have the patience to wait to this time, I salute them. I think that they wanted to know the way forward of Western Togoland. That is why they have to wait till this time for them to just listen to me and hear the way forward. I salute them. I welcome them. I actually have a great respect for them for making up to this program. Yes, so Amuzu, thank you so much for your question. Looking at, first of all, you talk about the Situation Room. You were asking me what are the facts. I don't know if I should start from that point before I go to the way forward. Which one should I go to?
So just shoot away. I know we're going to enjoy this anyway. So whichever, talk to me about the Situation Room first, how things are going. And then let's go straight into the way forward. Way forward. So we go to the way forward for the Situation Room itself. Way forward for Volta or Western Togoland. The consummation of the agreement. What is happening in the background? How is this thing going to be resolved? What propositions are on the table? What positions are out there being held by the parties on other side, on both sides? And then going to, now that Papavi is gone, the secessionist movement, what do you think? What is, in your view, is the logical next step for them?
Yes, before going to the Situation Room, let me address this issue that we are not championing anything concerning secession. Right. We don't believe in secessionary ideas. And we believe in a union with an independent Gold Coast. That is what our forefathers voted for. We are all Ghanaians. We believe that the people that fall within the demarcation of British Togoland voted in 1956 in favor of union with an independent Gold Coast. So that union does not mean secession. So we don't believe in breakaway or secession. We don't believe in that. That is not the idea. That I'll put that aside, and I want my viewers to understand that we are not talking about secession. We are not talking about breakaway. We are not talking about independence. We are talking about union. Now, let me go to the Situation Room. Situation Room is there for us to use as a platform to educate the general public, both Ghana and the people of Western Togoland, about the long overdue union that United Nations asked Great Britain to oversee. But unfortunately, Britain was not able to deliver as she's supposed to do. So we are using the Situation Room to educate both Ghanaians and Western Togolanders that, hey, look, it's about time. We are of age. Britain was not able to do the needful. Let us come together and do the needful. Let us go ahead and do what we should do as Ghanaians so that we can live peacefully and harmony, something that can actually bring about greater regional integration, so that there'll be mutual understanding, there'll be mutual respect, there'll be the feeling of belonging by anybody, so that everybody in the country will have the feeling of belonging, so that we can have a peaceful country, and then we'll have a spring of development that no one will be left behind. And the only thing that we can do at this point in time to save our country, Ghana, is to ensure that the Western Togoland Ghana Union is well established on a very peaceful note. So the Situation Room, we have been using that platform to educate the people, tell them the fact, for them to understand that this is what went on. We went into the history, we used the United Nations document to prove to the people that what we are saying, we are not just getting up from our room and come and say it, but we have information, we have document, authentic document from the United Nations, document that UN cannot deny, document that the people of Ghana cannot deny, document that the government of Ghana cannot deny, document that Britain cannot deny, document that no one can deny. We have those documents to tell the people that this is what we have, and this is what is making us believe that what we are saying is the truth and is what will happen and what will help our country move forward. So that's what Situation Room we have been doing for some time now. We have also been appealing to both sides, Ghana and Western Togoland, to come together to understand that, listen, we need to do this so that we can have that brotherly love and move forward. We are not taking side. Our People Liberation Council of Western Togoland, we are not taking side of anybody. We are not for Ghana. We are not for Western Togoland. We are just an intermediary between Western Togoland and Ghana. We are preaching to them that, listen, this is what needs to be done. And we are not asking you that let us do it for you. We are telling you to come to understanding so that the two of you can come together and do the right thing. The People Liberation Council is also serving as Britain. We are trying to do what Britain left undone, to actually what Britain left undone so that they can complete it. I'm sorry, the kids are interrupting me, but that's fine. I get a little bit, when they run to me and asking to you feel like asking, responding to them, but that's okay. So that is what the People Liberation Council of Western Togoland we have been doing for some time now, and we use the platform of Western Togoland Situation Room to address the issue. That's what we have been doing so far.
All right, great. I see the kids are there. Sorry, this should have happened earlier, and I'm sorry I didn't even apologize coming in, but thanks for doing that. On behalf of the show, we sincerely apologize for starting this late. But let me ask, are you getting any cooperation? Are you getting any help? I mean, is anybody coming to the table to kind of actually listen to you, so that it's not just that we are making, you are saying all these things on radio, but there's no movement? Are you seeing any movement? Are you seeing anybody interested genuinely in helping resolve what you call a union that hasn't been properly consummated?
If you say people listening to us, yes, a lot of people have been listening to us. We are not getting help from anybody. Nobody is giving us nothing, but this is something that you have to do out of willingness. But we believe that at the right time, when we get to the acceptance stage, we will be able to get the better results that we are looking for. As of today, we are at the denial stage, that Ghana is denying the fact that the union should be established, and the people of Western Togoland, they are also in the same stage, that many of the people of Western Togoland, they feel that, I have worked so hard, I have got to this level, maybe in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years, I'll be promoted to the higher level where I'll be making big money. And if I should talk about union, it's my route, my chance of getting to the top. And they feel that, but not looking at the children who are coming from behind, talking about the future generation, the kind of life that they should live. People don't like what is going on today in our country, and they believe solely that the only way to solve or resolve the issue is to fix the union or to establish the union. But because of where they have reached in terms of life, they feel that, oh, okay, I am okay, so I don't want nothing to, come in and, disturb what I'm supposed to get. So that we are getting that sort of thing from the people of Western Togoland. So I feel that it also look as if the people themselves do not adequately know who they are, what they want, and what they're supposed to have. So that is another aspect that maybe they don't know. That is why they are not getting there. They are still at the denial stage, right? So we are hoping that all the education we are doing, we are getting results. People are waking up. People are getting the message. People are consuming it. People are thinking about it. Because while some people are denying, some people are accepting. They have come to the stage. Some people who, first of all, I am a host, and sometimes people send me messages, and some send me email, and some is very, very disappointing. But I keep preaching what I'm preaching, and sometimes you end up people coming to understand that what I've been saying, they realize that it is true. Today on my show, I read a letter from one of the Western Togolander from Yendi, all the way from the north. That is a lady whose identity I cannot disclose. And even she stated in the letter that I should not disclose her identity, and because of the fear of her life. So she is now realizing that, oh yeah, now she's also waking up. She's not the only person who have written to me. I have received a call from people who even they say, hey, they suffer.
So what you really, your target really is to wake people up.
For the people to understand the need for the unions. Yeah, that is the way. When the people they've understood the need for the union, they can properly support it. Both Ghana and Western Togoland.
Okay, so quickly tell us what it is you think someone who is from that area, what do you think they should know in order to accept that this union should actually happen? What are some of the basic?
Yeah, good. What we have been preaching all this while is that they have to understand. What they should know is that one, the people of British Togoland voted in 1956 to join, form a union with an independent Gold Coast, and the union won at the time. So that is a fact, and then they need to understand that. And even the overlord Yana himself was part of the people who campaigned for the union. And when the international community came and interviewed Yana at the time, Yana was in favor of union. And Yana himself went to the market of Yendi and educated the people about union and asked them to vote for the union, all because everybody wants a colonial rule to end in Africa. So the people of Western Togoland voted for the union, and that is a fact, and they should understand that. Now, aside that, voting does not make union, and that decision was given to the United Nations, that the people voted for the union, and UN was happy, and UN said, okay, based on their decision, UN came out with a resolution 1044 SI in December 30th, 1956. UN came with that resolution asking Britain to take such steps to bring about the union. And if you look at, so that resolution is there. So that resolution is in favor of the union because the vote is in favor of the union, and the resolution is in the line of union. UN did not ask Britain to integrate Western Togoland or British Togoland into the Gold Coast. It says, take such steps to bring about the union. So steps were given to Britain to take to ensure that the union is well and duly established. That is also aside. And with that, all the documents that I have read through, there is nothing that talk about independence. It's everything bounce back to union. And in actual fact, the resolution 1044 SI of 13th December 1956 is one of the best documents that we can talk about here. And the next thing is the letter from Britain signed by Alan Noble to the United Nations, which is the whole world, telling the whole world that the day Gold Coast became an independent Ghana, that very day, which is 6 March 1957, the union between Ghana or independent Gold Coast and Western Togoland, you can also call it Togoland under British administration, that union was established that same day. That letter is also there, affirming the union between the two countries. Now, what we are asking is that if there is a letter affirming the union between these two countries, where is the union agreement? We asked Ghana government in 2008, they don't have it. We asked the United Nations, they don't have it. We asked Britain, they don't have it. If these people don't have it, who else will have the union? And where can there be a union without an agreement? No. And can there be a union without a union constitution? No. In Ghana history, where have we heard of a union constitution? If there is a union, there must be a union constitution that will give the backing to the union. And at the time that Britain is saying that the union was established in 1957, at that time, Western Togoland or Togoland under British administration do not have a government. So how do you form a government with two unequal countries? So now this is the point that we want the people to understand, that this is a fact. So now the way is that let us make sure that resolution 1044 SI of December 13th, 1957 is fully implemented. We are no more kids. I am a Ghanaian. There is somebody out there is a Western Togolander. I am not ready to, trample upon their right. This is a human right. This is their human right. I am not ready to trample about somebody's human right. So whether I am a Ghana or whatever, I don't need to support what is wrong. I need to support the right thing. That is why
people say we should let it go. Come on. I mean,
who said we should let it go?
We've already accepted that we are Ghanaians, right?
Who have accepted the people of Western Togoland? How did they accept it?
Yeah, I mean, so you like the president said, right, that if there is enough agitation or if there's enough advocacy from the LGBT community, it would trigger the discussion and perhaps the consideration of the idea in Ghana or the legalization of that in Ghana. Do you think there's enough discussion even among the Western Togolanders of a desire to revisit the union?
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad that you quote the president. That was when the president went to Britain that he was asked that question. That's very good. You quoted him. Yes. You see, when he talked about if there is enough agitation, actually, JJ, when he was in power, he told her that. JJ Rawlings told her the same thing. When we approached JJ when he was in power with this issue, he said, okay, if we go ahead and educate the people and they understand and there's enough agitation, nothing will stop anybody from letting the union issue happen, that the union will be established if we really want it. We need to educate the people so that we can have adequate agitation, adequate people asking for it. So we're doing that Rawlings time. Now, President Nado is saying that the issue of LGBT, issue is a legitimate issue, is a human rights issue, and if there is enough agitation, it will happen. But at the time when he was asked, there were no enough agitation at the time, because Atames was asked, John Mahama was asked, and he too was asked, and all those times the agitation was not there. The agitation was low on the ground. Okay, but now even though the agitation was very low, nobody, the government did not arrest anybody for that. If the government started arresting people for the agitation would die, at birth. But they allowed them to spread their message so that people can get involved. You can have enough agitation. In the same thing, the people of Western Togoland are also doing. The agitation were not there. People were not awakened to the issue, because the issue of Togoland, union with Ghana is an issue of a human right. It boils on human rights. So if this issue boils on human rights and agitation is not there, you need somebody to educate the people to get there. You remember when we have a girl child education issue in Ghana, that people were agitating that girls were not going to school. They said their office is the kitchen, and people were saying no, we should allow girls to school, go to school. And there was a popular song that said, "Send your girl child to school." If you remember those songs, and then it got to a point people were asking government to appoint women to higher positions, so that it will serve as like a morale or a little bit
encouragement to have girls,
to have girls go to school. Now, you see, if the agitation were going on at that time, if those who were at the forefront of agitation are being arrested, do you think we will get to where we've gotten to today?
Right.
People who were asking for the LGBT, whatever, people who are asking that the female dog can marry a female dog, the female cat can marry a female cat. If those in front of the agitation are being arrested, do you think it will get to where it is today? No, it won't. That is the problem of Western Togoland issue with Ghana government. That today, people who are at the forefront of educating the people to realize, to come up and understand the issue of Western Togoland so that the agitation can go high, the people are being arrested.
Are they trying to arrest you as well?
Excuse me?
Are they trying to arrest you since you've also been you've been educating people?
Mr. Muto, I am lucky that I am in a country that laws are not made for dogs. Laws are strictly adhered to. That is the only way that I'm still talking. Rather than that, I would have been somewhere else today. If telephone conversation and email issue can put you to prison, but by now I am not here because the threat and other stuff that is coming, it is mind-boggling because they call you and say things that you don't want to hear. Things that.
So what keeps you going? What keeps you going? You are doing this, and you are getting threatened. What makes you continue to do this? Where do you find that energy and that zeal, that motivation to continue to have this education process take place, to continue to mount this stage every week, open your loud microphones and speak on this issue in a way that nobody else is doing?
It's just a patriotism, the love of my country. I love my country, Ghana. Anything that will make my country better, I don't think that I should keep quiet. If you look at Martin Luther King, he knows what he was doing at the time, but he didn't give up. For the love of his people, for the love of his country, he did what he had to do. If you look at Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, he knew he'd be arrested. He did, and they arrested him. He knew that the British government would do anything that they want to do to him for him to be quiet. But he continued the agitation. He continued to express that there is a need for them to be independent. Even where he was giving the prime minister of the colony, just to silence him, he still refused to be silenced. And then he was giving leader of government business and no Britain-born that have occupied that two topmost position. But he, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, was given that position just because they want him to be quiet. But he also refused. At the end, he was arrested and he was in prison at the time when he was actually advocating for the British colonial rule to end in Ghana, or at the time in the Gold Coast. You remember in 1952 when he was in prison, it was Bedema. Everybody was afraid. When Kwame Nkrumah was arrested, you see, when the head is arrested, then those under become nobody. So everybody was quiet. But it took Bedema, E.K. Bedema, who stood and campaigned for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. That's how Dr. Kwame Nkrumah won the election when he was in prison. He won the election when he was in prison, and British government was forced to release him. All praise to E.K. Bedema. I'll leave that. That is a history. Let me go to my point. So you see, the issue about British Togoland that we are talking about, if the government can stop arresting people who are in the forefront of educating the people to get the agitation, then we can have a level ground to play with. Today, the LGBT issue is in Parliament, and I'm happy that the president was with Kwame Sepakai on Peace FM, and he said that whatever the issue is in Parliament and it's being debated, but whatever will come out of it, have Ghana's name on it would depend, will send Ghana's name to international level. He have not taken position on that issue, but he have made the fact that it is in the Parliament and it's being discussed.
Previous presidents have taken emphatic positions. So do you think him not taking a position on this itself is an issue?
Well, I'll come there. But he make a very interesting point that he said that the bill, the LGBT bill was sponsored by a private. It's a private sponsored bill. That tells you that privately we can sponsor the bill in Parliament. Now, if the issue of British Togoland, if we stop arresting people who are at the front educating the people, we might have people, private person who might sponsor this bill to the Parliament so that it can also call for debate. Now, here is the case. Why is it that the people who are talking about British Togoland, they are being arrested? Is it not a way for you to suppress them? It's not a way for you to kill their voice so that nobody can come out to, sponsor this bill so that to go to the Parliament? It's also a way of killing the bill at home. So this issue is actually there to suppress the people of British Togoland. Aside that, there's this decree, Supreme Military Council Decree 20. It is also there just to target people who talk about British Togoland. And that law today, that obnoxious law, a law that a decree that we should not entertain during an era of democracy or when we are in a democratic dispensation. That decree is being used today against certain people, and it's only against people from Western Togoland, not the entire country. That law is against 92 Constitution of Ghana itself. That law is against international law. It's against the Declaration of International Human Rights, which Ghana is a signatory to. But shamefully, my country, Ghana, still endorse that law and secretly use it to charge some innocent citizens of the country. So you see, this is how the whole thing. So we are preaching to the whole world. We are telling Ghana that, listen, that law is discriminatory law. It's unconstitutional. We can't be using decree while we are in a constitutional dispensation. So that law, we should forget about it. We should cancel it. We should target the issue as it is.
Right.
We should look at it. If somebody go wrong, let the law that deal with anybody, the same law should deal with the person.
Same criminal laws, yeah.
Yeah, same criminal law should deal with everybody. Why some law deal with some people and doesn't deal with some people? It's unfair, and it doesn't spell, our good name.
I mean, we do have, the judiciary, and of course the executives do have the power. The legislature, has the power to make laws for specific activities, right? So, for instance, they're making law for, homosexuality. That even if you advocate for homosexuals in Ghana, it's a criminal offense. It's a misdemeanor. So, what do you mean by they made law for different people? It's allowed. They've made law to say that, Western Togoland should not be something citizens of Ghana associate with in terms of trying to secede or have conversations around seceding or separating Ghana from the Togoland. All right. So it is allowed. What do you mean by,
Yeah, like I said, the people of British Togoland and myself, we are asking for union. We are not talking about separation. We are not talking about secession. That is out of our way. Our way is just one way, union. That's it. What you say, it is true. The powers of Parliament is to make law. That is the primary function of Parliament. That their job is to make law. It is true. that they have the right to make law. And when they make law, because they are the representatives of the people, it is accepted that they are speaking the mind of their people. They are making the law on behalf of their people. So that law is accepted. This decree I'm talking about is not made by act of parliament. It is a decree. Listen to the name, decree. It is a military regime, something by Achampo. Yeah, to Achampo. Decree, you understand what decree is. So,
but subsequent governments not repealing it means that those governments have approved of it. Even Parliament has approved of it. I mean, so
the Parliament of Ghana have never approved of it. There is no there is no proof where Parliament of Ghana approve of it. That law itself have never seen the light of Parliament for debate, because before Parliament will approve, it needs to be debated. So that law, I'm sorry, I'm even calling it law. I'm even adding something to it. It's a decree. It's not a law. So that decree is actually not. It didn't go to Parliament. If you go to Parliament and the Parliament approve it, automatically becomes a law. But that is the main decree. So that aspect, if it is Parliament something, that it should affect everybody, but it shouldn't be anything. And if you go to Parliament, it will not see the light of the day because it is against the 92 Constitution. Because that decree is against freedom of speech. It's against freedom of association. So how do your constitution, the constitution that established the Parliament itself, the Parliament was established by a constitution, and you are talking about a decree that is against the law that established the Parliament. So Parliament will not stood that low to approve such decree or turn it to be a law or make a law in that direction, because that is a law against our own 92 Constitution. So it can't see the light of the day when you go to Parliament. It's not a matter of Western Togoland case, but just to play the ball on the level ground, on the field ground, all teams being equal. If Parliament want to be truthful to themselves, to be holistic to their chambers, they will not pass such a decree or turn it into law, because that is a discriminative law, and the Constitution of Ghana does not allow discrimination. But that law discriminates. That decree discriminates. So there is no way Parliament will have allowed that decree to be turned into law, because as soon as Parliament talk about it, Parliament debated it, it will become a law. It is no more a decree, but it's now a law. But it's never done, so it is still a decree, and decree is being used in Ghana's court on some unfortunate citizens of Ghana.
Yeah, so I'm saying because Parliament hasn't done anything on it, right, in itself, makes it a standing, call it law or whatever you want to call it, decree, on our books that can be used by the executives to achieve its aims, right? And the aim of it is to not have people, talk about secessionism, and unfortunately it's even been misused to perhaps bring people who just are doing nothing but just educating the Togolanders like yourself. So let's let me ask.
Your internet is giving you a little problem.
Yeah, my internet is a little bumpy today. So let me ask that. What do you think, the way forward is for the secessionists? I don't know if I don't think you've answered that part. Should we expect that is something that is gone behind us? And then I know if I ask you, what do you project or want out of all the people who may have followed the secessionist movement? Are you telling them that they should come and listen to you? They should come and think of a union? That is where the issue is. That secessionism is a dream that wasn't going to come true.
There is no way forward for secessionists. If you are a secessionist, you don't have any way. There is no way forward for you. You just find some place and sleep. Because secession, I don't know where do you want to succeed to? Where are you going? I don't believe in secession. I am not a separatist, and I'm not separating anybody from somebody. I am not doing that. So I don't even know if there is a secession movement somewhere. I don't know. What I know is that I am talking about union, so my focus is on union. If somebody talking about succession or breakaway, then I will appeal to Ghana government to look into that person's movement and deal with that person accordingly. Because I also understand that succession is a right; it's not a crime. If you don't know, succession, take my word for it. Succession is a right; it's not a crime, unless you do not go by law.
But that's not what you do. That's not what you.
Yeah, if you don't go by law, then it becomes a crime. Then you'll be dealt with by law. Because if succession is a crime, Great Britain will not succeed from European Union.
Correct.
You see, when Britain wanted to succeed from European Union, it triggers Article 60 of their charter, and then they go through the law and they succeed. So if you want to succeed and you are using the law, you can succeed.
Okay.
That means if you want to break away, you have to use the law to break away. But if you want to break away or succeed and you are not using the law, you are using whatever you are using, then it's against the law. It's your own cup of tea. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in breakaway. I believe in the union. So I only know the way forward for union. So I don't know the way forward for anybody who wants to break away or succeed. I don't know any way forward for the person. But if you believe in a union ideology, if you believe that what Ghana needs at this point in time is a union with the people of British Togoland, then the way forward, I will tell you. The way forward is not me that having the way forward. The way forward is not new that we are setting up. The way forward has been set up long time ago. It was set up by United Nations. And that way forward is resolution 1044 SI of 13th December 1956.
What is in the resolution? Quickly, just if you could give us a quick highlight.
The fully implementation of resolution, the UN resolution 1044 SI is the way forward for people who believe in the union with independent Gold Coast, or you can say Ghana. Now, what is the union is that, what is the resolution 1044 SI? What is in it is that when the people of British Togoland voted for the union, they voted massively for the union. At least 58% voted for the union and 42% voted against the union. So the result was presented to the United Nations, and they said, okay, in the resolution 1044 SI, they made it clear that now that they have known the intention of Western Togoland or the Togoland and the British administration, British make sure that the union is established. By doing so, we should make sure that the people of British Togoland have their own government. They have their representative. You also Britain will also have to give her colony, Gold Coast, where I came from. A colony also should be given independent, because if you are a colony, you are not allowed to go into union with a trust territory because you are a slave. So you need to be on their own. And at the same time, when the union happened, you should see that the union happened. They should have the union agreement, and they should make sure that the union agreement is done. And when the union happened, Britain should write to the United Nations Secretary General, informing him that the union have been established. That they did. That was the letter they wrote to the United Nations, signed by Sir Alan Noble. And that they said the union have been established the very day the Gold Coast became an independent state of Ghana. So that they did. But the other step, they didn't take it. They're supposed to have a union constitution for the two union countries. The British supposed to make sure that the Western Togoland, they have a representative where the leaders of Western Togoland and the leaders of Ghana, or you can call it Gold Coast, these leaders of the two countries will meet and have a constitutional conference where they will agree on terms of the union. That has not been done. Nothing of that sort was done. You see, so all this thing is not done. And the British just wrote a letter and said that the union was established. Even Western Togoland do not have a government. They don't have a representative. You remember even Gold Coast. At the time, we, the people from the Gold Coast, we even have our government since 1954. You remember our first constitution was in 1954, but they don't call it constitution at the time. You see, so we were making law. We have a parliament for ourselves. And in 1954, you will see that they call it legislative assembly at the time, which is now parliament. They were making law for the colony. So our people were well prepared. But what about those from Western Togoland? They don't have nothing of that sort.
Right.
The only thing they did was that after the union, they locked them into our country. So we absorbed them into our country, Ghana. So that's the fact. We Ghanaians should accept the fact that we absorb these people. We did not make a union with them. We just lied to them. We asked them to vote. After they vote for the union, we say praise God, and then we don't do nothing. We just leave everything there. And what we did was that first we brought a Preventive Detective Act. That act by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. We start some of these people.
That would arrest you on suspicion that you have some plans to do something. Yeah.
Yeah. We throw those people who were agitating for the union. We make sure that we get them out of the country. That's what we did that. And those that we have to change them out, we did. You remember some of the areas, some chiefs who were agitating for the union, we chased them out. When we chased them out, what we did, our own Osajifo will go and appoint any CPP member to sit on the throne. So today, as we are speaking, as I'm talking to you, some places in Western Togoland, the chiefs were appointed by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our own Osajifo. They were not the rightful owners of the school, because we sacked the rightful owners out of the country. If you remember the Pando massacre, where some people refer to as a terrorist attack. It was not any terrorist attack, but today we Ghanaians were trying to modify it and give it a bad name, so people would feel bad towards those people. What happened in those times was that when we were about to have our independence, some thieves and opinion leaders said, listen, we voted for union, and if you have not even establish the union, at least leave our land as it is. But you, Gold Coast and British government, you issue a white paper reducing our land into regions. You just divide them to pieces, and even you cut some of our land and add it to some places that belongs to the Gold Coast. You are doing all these things to just make sure that our land get lost. The identity of our land is no more. We will not do that. So they said they are going to boycott the first independence celebration. That is why our Asajifo sent, together with the British government, sent soldiers to the big town like Pando, Alavano, and all those big towns, and then they crushed all these people, the chiefs, the opinion leaders who were rallying behind this idea. They crushed them. Our soldiers from my country, Ghana, Gold Coast at the time, crushed them. So when we crushed them, those who would run away. You see, those who would run away, those who will be able to kill, we kill them. That's what we call the Pando massacre. But today we are telling it like we are trying to say that they were terrorists and we want to crush them. It was not that. They were people who are fighting for their rights, and we, because we are mighty, we are mighty. We show them you remember the terms that Ghanaians are using today. Show them the might of the state. That was the time that we showed them. It didn't work.
All right, show them the might of the state. So we have a comment here from Helen. Ajewa Duamakpo. Did I get the name right? Helen Ajewa Duamakpo. She says our culture is dying, and fading, and our history is not in any history books of Ghana. If the union is established, we can have more chance to know about our history. But again, I mean, what's going on? Don't we have historians among us to write our history? Why is our history dying? People like you are out there weekly basis educating. Why is our history dying? Is it because we ourselves do not even want to speak our language to our own children?
Sure. It is true. Our history, she actually put it in general. She did not specify it. But if it is the Western Togoland history that she's talking about,
I think she's talking about Ewe culture, Ewe history.
If you're talking about the Ewe, that one is another issue. The Ewe issue is that I am an Ewe, but I know that the Ewe history, the historian came very late. So by the time that history started, if you study history a little bit, you will know that the Ashanti history we have a lot of people who started Ashanti history, writing the history very early stage. Before Efu Kojumaugbe and others spring up, at that time, the Ashanti and other tribe history, move up. And because mostly the Volta region or the Ewe also fall within the Western Togoland, a lot of much attention was not paid to their history at the point. But at the time that the historian from the Ewe side would come up, they were far below. They were below, they didn't come early. So you realize that the Ewe history, most of them are oral history. That is how the history is fading. Right. You see also that many of the Ewe history is not being allowed in our history books. You realize that when I went to National Archives in 2001, thereabout, I went to search for the Ewe history, the migration of the Ewe from the Moche to the present day Ghana. When I went there, I was told that these Ewes are not Ghanaians. So their history, such history you cannot find here. That is the National Archives of Ghana. And then I was told I should go to Togo. I should go to Togo and go and look for that history. If I go, I'll see it in Togo. That's what it is. So most of our history is not embedded in Ghana's history.
Right.
So it's mostly oral history. And today the oral history is fading because when the grown-ups are dying, the young ones,
the kids,
they are not ready to actually, But the issue of Western Togoland history, that is a deliberate action of the government of the day, that the government of my country, Ghana, that they did not allow the Western Togoland history to come into our history book. That when we go to school, when they are teaching history, they don't even mention Western Togoland nowhere. Right. So people who are the lawyers, doctors,
don't even have no clue.
Sometimes when they approach me and I send them document, I give them document, they say, how come we don't know this? We've been to school, we have studied, we don't know this. I say, because it's not there. It's not
deliberately not being.
So that is a deliberate action from the government of my country that they hide the issue of Togoland from us. They didn't put into our history book so that we can read and understand.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. I mean, you can drink some quick water. Let me take a quick break as you do that. And what we're going to do is when we come back, we want to kind of summarize it all and then bring today's to an end. But I've really enjoyed some of the things you say. Every time I talk to you, I learn something new. But we'll take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Ghana Agenda. If you're watching us, we've been on a marathon, sort of. We've been on this since 2 p.m. We've had discussions. We're actually expecting Roxanne Nelson Kwame Dafiamokpo to join. He's a member of parliament for South Dai, one of the 11 I think 18 constituencies of Volta region. He was going to join us, but due to some challenges that he has, I think conflict, he was not able to join. I had Efa and Paul DeSoso, who are my regular panelists, join in and we discuss the interview that the president gave to Kwame Safai. If you haven't already done so, please catch up. I'm going to chop all this in small pieces and re-deliver anyway. So those of you who would like to consume them in small bits where we just concentrate on the topic would have the opportunity to actually enjoy this, all the great things we talk about today. Now we are going, we've spent the last 30 minutes or so looking into Western Togoland post Papavi, who, has been advocating for secessionism or separation, and he has now passed. And I have my brother here said to me, Fetu, giving me all the breakdown of what the liberation or the group he belongs to is seeking, which is completely different from secession. That's they want the union, which was intended in the United Nations Resolution 1044 X or so. He's saying, you can correct me if I quoted that wrong, that he's saying that the intended integration of Ghana and the Western Togoland by that resolution has now been consummated, and that is what should happen. And his job on Trend Africa, where he hosts a a program on a weekly basis is to educate enough people to want to even consider, to think about the possibility of actually legally consummating the intended resolution that the United Nations had given to the then Gold Coast or the British administration to actually administer. So, sir, tell us in a summary form everything we've discussed today. I know you said, Western Togoland secessionism is not something you even advocate for. If people who believe in that should join you and listen to you instead and fight for a common cause, which is to get the union consummated properly. And the way forward for the Situation Room, you've also described as, just an advocacy platform, education platform that authorities doesn't want really to continue because they're using the secessionist decree to, go after people who are even doing the education piece. Summarize it all for us so that my listener who's just joined late can get a good understanding of what we've discussed so far and walk away feeling that they have benefited from the program.
Yeah, before I summarize that, once you mention Honorable Minister to supposed to join before, it brings my mind back to Honorable Kwesi Kenneth, who has been a member of parliament for years. He's no more a member of parliament. At the time that he was serving in parliament, he have attempted many times to raise the issue of British Togoland and Ghana Union at the floor of parliament. But in the parliament, if you want to raise some issue, there is a way to go about it, and the speaker have to approve it before. You don't just get up and say anything. Anytime
you try, admit your question and all that.
Yeah, anytime he tried, the speaker will say no. He's never get the approval to bring the issue to the floor of parliament. And he also wrote a whole book on British Togoland Union with Ghana. That is a member of parliament, illustrious son of Ghana, who has served Ghana with all his life. And he also realized that the needful thing to do is to make sure that the union is established. He have done that, but he was not given the opportunity to speak on parliament on this issue, so that you can see how the issue of Western Togoland is being, pushed down, it's being suppressed by all angles. The government will not let you do it. Parliament will not let you come out with it. Citizens will not even allow you to talk about it, and a whole lot. So you could see the way the issue of British Togoland Union with Ghana, how it has suffered. It has suffered a lot. But today we are telling you that we, the generation of today, we are not going to deny the pain. If we deny the pain, we will deny the bright future for our children. That is why we are holding on to that stick, that no matter what, we will still talk about it. We will talk until the right thing is done for our dear Ghana. Now, if you want me to summarize everything, I think you have already said a lot about that, about the Situation Room. You have said that, and the way forward, the People Liberation Council have been advocating. It's an advocacy group. You talk about good governance, development and education, gender issue, environmental issue. We have been championing all these causes. We have been rallying so hard to make sure that the people of Ghana, not only Western Togoland, both Ghana and people of Western Togoland, come to understanding that there is a need to protect our environment. There is a need to keep our environment and community clean. There is a need to talk about a gender issue affecting women. We talk about a developmental issue. If any area of our country is lacking behind in terms of development, we talk about it. If there is no good governance, we talk about it. That is true, the good governance. We have come to realize that it is only the union that can lead us achieve that good governance issue. That is why we are rallying behind the union idea. People are calling for fixing the country. They have realized that the country is in the mess. But we are also telling them that yes, the country is in the mess because the union have not been established. You
think the union will solve all our problems, huh?
The union will solve all the problems. If the union is established, we will have. If the union is established, there is no way that things that is happening.
Maybe we could do a show where we will talk about what the union would actually have done if it was consumed, how it would have, changed the course of the Western Togoland. Maybe that should be a show you and I can do. So let's coordinate the times behind the scene, and then we'll see how we can put that together. But I'll let you finish, and then we can.
Yeah. So